Hello, this is McD the Beast, and this is McD Sports 4 coming to you today with my Washington football predictions. University of Washington. University of Washington is probably the best team in the Pac-12 coming into this year. Also, I believe they have a good chance of making the college football playoffs. In my opinion, they've been there once before in the 4 year in the 4 years that it has existed. Um, Washington's schedule is very easy this year and very favorable. In my opinion, they have the 45th hardest schedule in the country out of 130 teams. So there's 44 schedules that are harder than Washington's, and Washington is probably I'll probably say Washington can play is a good team all around offensively and defensively. So looking at these numbers where my cursor is right here, um, FPI has them going 10-2. Um, they'll give them a 7% chance of pulling off. 7% chance of going undefeated, a 52% chance of winning the Pac-12, and the 45th hardest schedule in the 45th hardest schedule in college football out of 130 teams. Washington's out of the Pac-12 North, which they have to go. The teams they will be competing against will be Stanford and Oregon, in my opinion. The FBI is high on California, but I kind of just don't see that. So yeah, that's what I think of Washington's chances this year. Do you think I have Washington going 10-2? Do you think I have Washington going 12-0? Wait to see. I'll say this though. Best case scenario for Washington, I think, is 12-0 and they win the whole damn thing. Worst case scenario is 9-3 for Washington, and they just squeeze in the New Year's Six Bowl. So let's look at their schedule. All MAC wins. They have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 All MAC wins. So All MAC win against North Dakota. All MAC win against BYU. All MAC win against Colorado. And All MAC win against Oregon State. So that's 4 All MAC wins. If there were no upsets, they would be going 12-0. And let's dive into the schedule. First game is against Auburn. That's at a neutral site in Atlanta, Georgia. Very close to Auburn. If you ever been down there, it's really only like an hour and a half drive, if that. I've drove it before, but looking at these teams, I think these teams are very similar. But I am actually going to go with Washington in this game. I'm going to say Washington wins this game 31-23. I think with like 5 minutes left in the game, Washington will have the ball up 24-23 and score a touchdown and pull away. So that's how I see that game going. Next game is against North Dakota. Is against North Dakota. I'm going to say North Dakota State. They only give them a 0.3% chance of pulling off the upset North Dakota. And it's an automatic win, so I'm picking Washington. I'm picking Washington to win this game, 58-7. I think they'll score a lot of points in this game. Washington probably play the second string in the second half. Next game is against Utah on the road. This is an interesting game, in the sense that Utah. There's a lot of people are picking Utah to win the Pac-12 South. I'm not gonna give away my pick for the Pac-12 South, but Utah is gonna be a good team this year. So even though Utah is at home, I am gonna still go with Washington barely in a 35-33 win over Utah. I think Utah definitely has a shot to pull up the upset in this game. FBI gives them a 21% chance. Next game, Arizona State. Herm Edwards is the new head coach at Arizona State. A lot of people are kind of down on them. Personally, with me, I think they're going to be all right, but I have Washington at home pulling off the win here, kind of easily, 38-20. Next game is against BYU at home. Automatic win rate here, so I have them winning. BYU, I think they'll be a little bit better this year, but I still don't think they're that good of a team. And I have Washington winning this game, 35-13. Next game at UCLA, Chip Kelly, first year head coach. He's very familiar with the Pac-12. Um, I think I think that UCLA would definitely have a chance in this game, but at the end of the day, I gotta go with Washington here, and I'm gonna pick Washington to win a shootout, 45-35. I think Washington probably pulls it away late with a late touchdown field goal. Next game against Oregon on the road, the Oregon Ducks. They give Oregon a 30% chance of pulling off the upset. Washington should be favored in this game, but at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I'm gonna pull the trigger and pick the upset here. I'm gonna say Washington loses a close game, 21-17. So I think it will be low scoring, and I really think that Washington is going to lose this game. So that's my first loss of the year for Washington. Next game is Colorado at home. Automatic win. I agree. I don't see Colorado doing much this year. I have Colorado losing this game, and I have Washington winning this game, 45-10. Next game at California. The FPI is kind of high on California. I'm not as high as the FPI on California. I think they'll be okay, California, though. But at the end of the day, gotta go with Washington. I'm picking Washington to win this game, 33-14. I think Washington tries to make a statement here. Next game against Stanford. I personally think Stanford, they're probably the second best team in the Pac-12 this year, in my opinion. So they give them a 35% chance of pulling off the upset. I am just going to go with the home team here because I think Washington will be better ranked than Stanford. At this point, I'm going with Washington at a tight 28-26 win in this game. Then Washington has a bye very late in the season. And then they get ready for Oregon State, probably the worst team in the Pac-12. I'm going to automatic win here. They give Oregon State a 1% chance of pulling off the upset. I don't see it. Give me Washington big here, 49-14. Last game of the year in-state rivalry game, the Apple Tree Cup, or I think that's what they'll cut, or the Apple Cup. They call it something like that. It's at Washington State, so Washington's on the road. They do give Washington State a 13% chance of pulling off the upset, probably because it's a rivalry game. To me, Washington State isn't going to be as good as Washington, but I do think this game will be kind of close, and I do think Washington wins this game, and I think they win 33-24. So at the end of the day, I have Washington going 11-1. And I have them going 8-1 in the conference. So 11-1 for the Washington Huskies and 8-1 in the Pac-12. Do you agree with my predictions? Comment down below and tell me what you think about Washington. But that's what I think about Washington, and that's what I'm gonna go with. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the video. That's always greatly appreciated. And stay tuned for more videos. Tomorrow is Auburn, and Sunday is Penn State. So that's the schedule. Looking at the schedule right now, and then I can tell you the teams tomorrow that we're going to be doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So that's how the schedule's kind of looking like. for college football predictions. I also do basketball videos and NFL videos as well. So stay tuned for those videos as well. I'm going to be coming out with a video about the Spurs later tonight. So that's all I have. Thanks for watching the video, and please subscribe and like the video. And this is McD the Beast signing off.